Welcome to Pints of Interest. We are at another brew fest here. This one happens to be a home brew fest, which is actually quite nice. So it's a lot of local home brewers that have brought their brews in to get judged by both the audience, and there's a set amount of judges that get to check this out. So it's a pretty cool event. We don't have a whole ton of footage from inside the event. We have a car going by right now.
Because it was very crowded and very loud.
Yeah, it was very crowded. There's about 250 people. The building's, not huge or anything like that. It's decent size, but for that amount of people, it's a little crowded. And the brews that we're getting aren't really going to be available for anyone who really gets. So this is kind of more of an exercise of us getting to try some interesting beers, which we definitely did. Really interesting mixes that we had here today.
Let's see, what did we try that was exotic? The agave ginger.
The ginger wheat.
It was a wheat beer. It was quite pleasant. You could definitely taste both the agave and the ginger. It was interesting.
But it was a little on the weaker side, but in a good way. I mean, it wasn't like weak bad or anything like that, but I don't know. If you gave that to me, I don't think I necessarily think that's a beer.
Then we also had the mango habanero, which, if there was mango in there, screw me, because
I guess that was a highlight to say. It was definitely one of the more unique ones. There was a jalapeno melon, which I actually like a bit better than the jalapeno.
Yeah, it was toned down a little.
Mango. The jalapeno mango was like taking a shot of hot sauce and then chasing the beer.
It was like liquid pepper.
Pretty much.
It got you right.
It was amazing at how spicy it was.
Spicy, yes.
It was okay, but the melon jalapeno smelled very, very strongly of jalapeno, but then it had more of a melon taste when you tasted it. It was pleasant. It wasn't. I mean, it's not something that we pick up or drink.
No, but it wasn't as in your face as the habanero.
Yeah, it was a little bit more of a subtle.
You're right. It was a subtler spice.
It was actually kind of nice to have the smell that's jalapeno and then the taste that's melon.
Yeah, it was
kind of thing. It was kind of like a chameleon-y thing.
There was two guys who were doing infused beers. Both of them infused with hops. One of them was Cascade hops. I do not remember what the other guy was infusing his with. What kind of hops
I asked him, but I don't know.
They end up tasting very much like tea. I don't know if it's because you're forcing it through like a fresh hop.
Right.
But it ended up tasting very much like you mixed an unsweetened brewed iced tea with a beer. And I found it okay. These guys didn't like it as much, but I think brewed tea is okay. And
I don't like brewed tea. I'd rather the processed crap than the brewed tea. It's just a palate taste kind of fit. But it seemed that the ones that did better were the ones that were a little bit more like traditional beer. The brown ale that we had, there was by a home brewer called Syndicate. The brown ale was quite good. But as far as the event as a whole, I think there were 6 total that we really cared for. The first one we had was an IPA. Didn't have any particular name, don't know who exactly brewed it. There was another one in the corner that just kind of brewed the beer right.
It had the right carbonation, the right temperature,
the right bitterness. It was a good balance. It didn't do anything extraordinarily well other than be a good beer.
Yeah, it just hit all the notes.
Another one that we really liked was a Belgian double style ale that is pretty impressive for a home brewer to make.
It happened to be one of the organizers of the event,
yes.
So he probably is a little more into it than
he knows what he's doing.
And then the next one after that was a honey amber.
Quite good.
That was quite nice, very smooth. It had some nice sweetness, but because it was honey, I think it didn't get sugary
honey
sweet.
malt.
Yeah, well, there was a honey malt, and he put honey in it.
Oh, did he put honey as well? I thought he just did the honey
And the honey, I think, did a more mellow sweetness than putting straight sugar.
Not too sweet. It was great. I think the best of show,
absolutely,
in maybe all of our opinions, was
Chopper Lake IPA. Just great. Absolutely nailed an IPA. Very well carbonated, not too heavy, not too syrupy. It was an excellent IPA.
I would liken it to like a Centennial IPA from Founders. It was along those lines, maybe a little bit hoppier than what they did.
Very
good. Out of all the ones, if it went into production and was available to buy, that would be the one I'd buy.
Yeah, it was the best IPA here.
Yeah, so a very cool event, especially if you want to try some unique beers. So yeah, definitely get out and support your home brews, your micro brews and stuff, and just make sure they grow. Because the bigger ones, they obviously have plenty of people. They're in plenty of cities and stuff. People know about them, but it's the little brewers.
This is how you get more and better than Coors Light.
Right. Yeah, especially if it's local and stuff, support it. So yeah, awesome event. We're definitely going to be back next year and everything. And I guess that's pretty much it for Pints of Interest.
Yeah,
Cheers.
Cheers.